depends on your relationship. Apple in particular, if you are under an authorized Apple retailer or reseller, you can actually take those from the comfort of your home.
Hmm. That's very interesting. Larry, I just want to go to another topic here now. I would like you to, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I would like you to weigh in on advertising and marketing, because
I'd love to.
there are so many obnoxious ads out there that it ruins one's quality of life. I'd wager that primetime TV is about 50% content and 50% advertising, especially during, meal times. Your thoughts on advertising, Larry? Could you conceive of a society without advertising?
Well, the truth is, ad dollars are never going to go away. And Google in particular, they've mastered the art of remarketing and creating an ad network that, quite frankly, it dwarfs all other ad networks. And ads connected to top social media sites like your Facebook and your YouTube, they dominate the web. So basically, my opinion is people often are expected to just embrace it. The reason you get a Google account with 15 gigabytes of free space and all of the luxury for free is because Google mines your data and delivers ads across multiple news networks, Facebook, Instagram. You shop for something at Walmart and you're going to see an ad about it on Facebook. So
Sure.
Never going to go away. Could I conceive of a society without advertising? Probably not.
Because I mean, those servers that take all of this data and everything, they must be huge. I don't know where they are. I think I heard something about them being in Utah. Is that true? The huge servers on massive computers somewhere?
Yeah, there's actually big data centers out west. There's some on the East Coast. There's a big one up in North Carolina. Believe it or not, you think about Amazon and you assume they're making a lot of money delivering packages and stuff to your house, but most of their revenue is through it's Amazon Web Services, AWS. And it's the back end, the servers and the intelligence for some of these very, very large companies. So they're actually selling server space and IT infrastructure to these large companies.
So how does that work exactly? I mean, they're selling it, but like say you want to buy, I don't know, buy a book or something. So you go on Amazon, you click on the book, you find the book, and then you say, okay, I buy the book. Then what happens? What does Amazon do on the back end there?
Well, if it's a physical book and if they're fulfilling it, they've got programs that know exactly where that book is. They've got a machine that pulls it, packs it, and ships it almost instantly. And they've got Amazon warehouses all over the place. There's one right up, I think, in Ruskin, Florida, which is very, very near the Sarasota area that I live in. And they pack it and ship it if it's physical. If it's electronic, it's delivered through their, Kindle platform or made to download from their website. So it's pretty easy and seamless, but that's just their products. But they also let other people sell products through Amazon. So at that point, Amazon just notifies them, and then they've got their own system that packs it, ships it, communicates with the customer, et cetera.
But you were talking about AWS, so they're getting their advertising revenue there too. So does that work in like when you buy something?
Amazon Web Services is a whole separate thing that they're actually selling to other companies. But the way the advertising part of it works is companies all over the place, even small businesses and even individuals, are actually paying per click for advertising to show up on different sites, on news sites, on Google searches. It's pretty amazing. So if I want to be fined for selling, a particular kind of shoes in the Seattle area, I can actually put in zip codes. I can put in information about those shoes and my website, and I can use what's called Google AdWords. And I can say, I'd want to spend, $25 a day advertising in this market. And sure enough, people that are searching for shoes in the Seattle area are going to see that ad. Google gets that revenue So they're happy to deliver that ad in their searches and across their ad network. And their ad network is huge.
Well, how about getting rid of those like car ads that with the over-the-top actors that are screaming at the top of their lungs, trying to sell you a car and everything. I prefer the ads you hear on NPR. You know, where they just have a few words and that's it. It's very silent. What do you think about those kind of ads?
Yeah, that's going to be very much the ad content comes directly from whoever's marketing it. So, yeah, I would like to see better quality ads, of course. But interestingly enough, I think most marketing experts are good at getting the right ad, usually in the right spot. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Larry, could you talk to us a little bit about AI, artificial intelligence? Apple must be heavily invested in AI. What is the future of Apple computer technology and AI?
Well, AI and machine learning, as well as augmented reality and virtual reality, are really driving a lot of tech companies right now. Most companies are including these neural engines and co-processors in the machine. So, like the new iPhones that everybody has extra processors dedicated to making Siri smarter and learning essentially how you interact with your device. So making Siri and Alexa and Google Voice all work better is what that's all about. It's fascinating to see who brings what out next in the future, but companies like, I guess, Elon Musk and Tesla, SpaceX, they're really also heavily invested in all of this. So it's literally driving everything from automation in retail stores to self-driving cars. It's definitely the future. And it'll be interesting to sit back and watch how fast it unfolds.
Okay. Um, let's see. Could you talk to me a little bit about the, well, I guess talk to me a little bit more about artificial intelligence and Tesla.
Oh, AI and Tesla,
Mm,
essentially, they are ahead of the game, as far as self-driving and driver-assisted cars, and they are really pushing towards having cars that think for themselves, essentially.
mm.
That it takes the human out of the picture. Uh, I don't
Right.
know how quickly we'll all get there, but it's going to be the next thing, whether we
Well,
like it or not.
picture yourself in one of these cars. I don't know if you've been in one where it's a self-driving car. I mean, frankly, would you feel right driving down the highway at 60 miles an hour and just assume some machine is going to help you out? I mean, how would you feel being in one of these cars?
I think if Apple made it, I would. If Microsoft made it, maybe not. Uh, I'm halfway joking
Okay.
about that. I think for me, even if I'm driving my own car, I'm more worried about the other driver. So even if I'm in a car that I consider to be a safe car and it's driving itself, I'm still going to be on a infrastructure, a transportation system that has other vehicles on it. So there's going to be a margin for error regardless. Do I trust it? I'm about 50-50 right now.
Okay, but this is sort of going off topic a little bit, but not really, because they talk about the future of self-driving cars. But I'm talking about I think cars are sort of in the let's put it something of the past. I think the future is flying, and I mean where Fifth Element style, you're flying up in the air, and that's the way to get around. Because when you think about it, the even electric cars are in a two-dimensional space, and you need a three-dimensional space to move with all the people that we have today. So I would see self-driving planes, because that's sort of what we have anyway. The pilots just sort of monitor things, but self-driving planes is the way to go rather than self-driving cars, or
I
both.
think we're going to probably get there. I think it's going to take longer to get into that three-dimensional space, just because there are so many other factors involved. I think for humans to accept things like that and to be able to afford things like that, the pricing has to get right. Obviously, there's delivery companies already experimenting with unmanned drones delivering packages and things of that
Hmm.
nature. They've already got drones capable and large enough to move humans and do that. So the technology is more or less already there. There's just a lot of rules to define and cost
Yeah.
factors to consider.
Plus, you got to bury everything too. You got to bury telephone poles and all
Yep.
sorts of things like that to make things work. Larry Underwood, we only have a couple of minutes left. Would you like to say some final thoughts on about Apple, artificial intelligence, and the role of technology in our society?
Well, my only final thought would be it's just wise to learn your workflow to be able to embrace changes that you might need to improve. You'd be surprised how far you can get with old fashioned phone calls, though, and handwritten notes. You know, it's amazing. As fast as technology moves, sometimes the personal touch is actually what sets you apart from other people that are doing everything electronic. So,
Yeah,
the
it's
phone that's in your hand, it may be very, very smart, but if you actually dial somebody and talk to them one on one versus emailing or texting, you might make a good friend.
yeah, that's true. It's like that joke you see on the internet. They say, check this out. It doesn't shut off. It's always there. It doesn't go away. And it's called a book,
Yes, exactly.
paperback book. Uh, Larry Underwood, we only have 15 seconds left. I'm sorry. It's been a pleasure talking to you. This interview will air in the upcoming weeks. Larry Underwood is a computer specialist who works for Apple. Thanks for being on our show today. My name is Richard Bont, and this is Curmudgeonly Yours, an eclectic show on Society Bites Radio. You can download these podcasts on societybitesradio.com or richardbont.com, and you can also listen to us on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, Sound Echo, and several other internet platforms. Thank you, Larry Underwood.
Thanks, Richard.
So I'd like to thank our guests for being on Curmudgeonly Yours today. And please, if you like what you heard, send me an email to richard@richardbont.com. And if you didn't, please keep your comments to yourself. Remember, this is Richard Bont and Curmudgeonly Yours on Society Bites Radio, where everything is what it seems, nothing is what it seems, and what is not said is often of most interest.